The AGV K3 SV is slightly different than the original K3, but I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to show you exactly where the differences are, and you'll also be able to see our road test of the K3 SV. So AGV have done some technical wizardry, and they've updated and upgraded the original K3, and they've made this the K3 SV, which comes with a sun visor, which is probably why they call it the K3 SV. But this helmet is a bit more sports touring orientated, also a little bit more touring now thanks to that sun visor, which helps to differentiate it a little bit more from the AGV K1, which is in that same kind of category, but that's more of a sports racing helmet. This is more sports touring. So this helmet comes in at $200 or 220 euros, the recommended retail price, very neatly in that entry level as well. Alright guys, so if you want to see the road test of this helmet, make sure you stick around for that a little bit later on as well. But before we look into the K3 SV, jump onto our YouTube page and check out our road tests. That's where we take a helmet out on the road, we put it through its paces, collect a bunch of data, and then we compare it with other helmets to see how it stacks up. So you can check out the best sport touring helmet guide as a good starter. You can see a bunch of top helmet comparisons. So as always guys, we're going to start with the shell, and no surprise here, it's an entry-level helmet, it's a polycarbonate shell. Not a bad shell material, it's still going to be safe, but it's just going to be a bit heavier and a bit bulkier than say fiberglass or carbon fiber. Now in terms of shell sizes, this one came with 2, not bad again, and it's also being rated by Sharp, and you can see that they gave it 4 out of 5 stars, a very strong result on an entry-level polycarbonate helmet. It was great to see. You can see it did pretty well in a lot of different areas. Now in terms of weight, this was a size ML, and it weighed in at 1550 grams on the scales. Again, not a bad result. So next up is ventilation, and it's quite a strong feature of this helmet, and we'll see that in our road test a little bit later on. But it has been designed based on the Corsa R, the Pista GP R premium racing helmets from AGV. So it's going to be very strong, like I said. And we'll start off here at the chin. You can see we have these 2 vents here. You can open and close them with a little slider on the inside. So you do have to use that when you're riding if you don't have it set up. It's a little bit of a concern of mine, but it's not too bad. Then we have here 2 vents. You can open and close them, little sliders, polycarbonate sliders, same kind of design as with the Corsa. And then a little scoop up top, which you can again open and close individually. Now all this air will be escaping out the back of the helmet via these 2 mesh ports underneath the wing. So pretty strong ventilation overall on this, the AGV K3. Alright, so we're going to move on to the visor now, and this is an area where we get a lot of value from the K3. So it's going to come with a Pinlock anti-fog lens prepared visor. You can see those pins there. Even better though is that we do get that anti-fog lens in the box. This came straight out of the box. This gives another $30 US worth of value with this entry-level helmet. So this visor is not the actual visor that comes with the helmet. This is the Iridium Gold. You can pick that up at championhelmets.com if you like in the product bundles. But it's going to be anti-fog, anti-scratch treated, the standard one as well. We can open it up, and on the inside you'll see the drop-down sun visor. The difference between the K3 and the SV, this one has the sun visor, the K3 SV version that is. So it's nice if you're touring. Now we can take this off once it's in the upright position. To take the visor off, you see this little red tab there. We're going to pull it down and it's going to just release. So we're going to pull it down, it's going to come loose, and then we're going to just lift it out. Going to go to this side, we're going to pull it down, and then it's going to release. So you can see here that Iridium Gold. You can maybe get a better look as well at this sun visor. All right, putting it back on is again pretty simple. We're going to get it into position, line it up, get this first groove into place, just like that, and then we can push it on and it clicks into place. Again here, same side, same thing. You're going to line it up, get into position, and it's going to click into place. And you can close it up. So that's the visor. Alright, so now guys, it's time to take the liner out of this helmet. First of all, it's going to be 3D inner liner, it's going to be the dry comfort fabric, and it's going to come with a Micrometric enclosure system. So let's get this up here on the donut, and we can start pulling stuff out. So it's going to be a one-piece neck roll and cheek pads. So it's going to come loose, 3 snaps, a little bit of Velcro. No emergency quick release on this helmet, and the line is going to be both removable and washable, guys. Just pull this out, around we go. Last little bit's a little bit of a tricky one, gets a little bit stuck. There it is. So we'll see that in a second. We have a headliner, of course. Snap, snap, and then up top as well we have snap, and then snap, There we go, and a little bit of Velcro as well. So let's put this to the side and we'll come back to it in just a second. So you can see here, that's the headliner there. Now it's going to be, yeah, it looks kind of simple. And this is an entry-level helmet, guys. Don't expect a whole lot from it, but it's going to be fairly comfortable. It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, basically everything that you would want from it. And like I said, removable and washable. You can see those cheek pads here as well with that neck roll. Again, nothing's out of place though. Everything is as it should be. It just has a little bit of a lower end feel to it, which is fair enough. It's an entry-level helmet. So back to the inside here, we'll have a look. You can see the channels in the ventilation there, going to give you plenty of ventilation, a strong point of this helmet. And on the inside, everything is neat and tidy, nothing out of place. Though we do as well have here a speaker cutout there, so you can remove that little pad with a speaker cutout here on this side as well. You can remove that and you can put in a comm system if you like. So everything on the inside of the K3 SV is pretty much up to scratch and pretty good. So in terms of noise isolation, the K3 is not the best helmet around. And that's the same for a lot of AGV helmets. They have a big focus on ventilation, but that creates weaknesses in the shell and areas for wind to catch, which then makes them a little bit louder. And so with the K3 in our beep test, it scored 23 against a control of 19, so it blocked 4 decibels of noise with the shell and the liner. Again, not the best result, but for an entry-level helmet, it's not particularly bad, and we'll actually see how it stacks up now on the road. So now onto the road test of the AGV K3 SV. And our rider had a pretty positive experience with the K3. They said it felt good all around, but particularly with the ventilation for this entry-level price. And that's pretty much key there. Everything was good for the price, the liner, the aerodynamics, the comfort, and so on. Now for the test, we had some good results as well. Wind speed fluctuated from around 130, 135 kilometers per hour, and the outside temperature was 23 degrees. Then the thermometer placed inside the helmet by the vents registered 23 degrees as well, showing very strong ventilation. So it was even with the outside temperature, which is a very good result. For sound, based on the readings we got from our decibel reader, which was placed by our rider's ear, it was pretty loud at 105 decibels. But for an entry-level helmet, this was a pretty good result, and it has very strong ventilation, which can typically kind of reduce your overall noise isolation as well. So this was perfectly acceptable, and it was overall a good showing from AGV. So now that we've seen all of our data, we can make some judgments, and we've used stars to show you how good it's performed in certain areas. It's out of a total of 5 stars, and we do have a set criteria for awarding these. Now for noise isolation and ventilation, we've just seen those, but the visor was very strong because it came with a pin lock, it had a good seal, and so on. So that was a very good positive there, and as was the overall comfort, which really helped to lift it up. Now the material was a bit of a weak letdown though, as it is polycarb and it only comes with 2 different shell sizes. So for our value and quality, we took the price of the helmet in euros and divided it by the amount of stars earned. And you can see it's done very well because the Sport Modular, a modular helmet from AGV, earned 29 euros per star, which was definitely a lot more. So overall, it's a very strong result for the K3 SV, largely due to its amazing value. So now if you guys want to check out the AGV K3 SV, head to championhelmets.com and the product bundles. There you'll find 50% off of the second visor, just like this Iridium Gold, and you get some Rossi designs and so on, so make sure you guys check those out. So despite being a variation of the original K3, the AGV K3 SV brings a lot of value into this entry-level sports touring segment. Now guys, if you want to see anything more from AGV helmets, anything like that, subscribe to us on YouTube. You'll see a bunch more road tests and so on as well. So guys, thanks for watching this review. I'm Chris from Champion Helmets, and I'll see you guys all next time.